Hello, thank you so much for joining me today on Super Pants Gaming for my February recap of our 52 Platinum Challenge. If you're new to this, basically I'm trying to get 52 Platinum trophies on PlayStation games over the course of 2025 using ideally non-sort of clicker games, if you like. So yes, so from last month, basically, we only actually hit 3 platinum trophies in January, sorry, and I set the target for the end of February to be 8 platinum trophies, as I'll show you there if I remember to edit it in. And basically for February, we have got an additional 5 platinum trophies, so we have actually hit our 8, which is excellent. We're basically back on track. So I'm going to go through a couple of the games now with you and sort of tell you where we are and touch on a couple of other bits. So the first game that I platinumed was a Goat Sim. Now, I absolutely love Goat Sim. It's kind of a little bit of a guilty pleasure, to be totally honest. My sensible adult absolutely loves it, probably more than me as well, actually. So, yes, don't really know what to tell you about that. It's kind of like you play as a goat and you just destroy things and cause absolute carnage. Absolutely brilliant game. Yeah. It was always going to get done at some point, and I just kind of got that little sort of feeling, I want to play Goat Sim. So yes, there you go. So that was our first one for February. I tried to get a kind of awesome screenshot for the Platinum Trophy as well, because on the PS4 it takes like a screenshot when you actually get the Platinum, as I'm sure you guys already know. And I'm trying to get a couple of awesome ones, because it'll be nice at the end of the year to sort of look back and see what's our best Platinum Trophy picture. So I think the Goat Sim one's pretty good, so I'll let you guys judge that. Yes, there you go. The second game we got the Platinum on was Islanders. Now, this is kind of like a proximity puzzle game where you sort of build like a little town on an island, and it spawns you on sort of like a randomly generated island. They're all sort of slightly different but sort of kind of similar at the same time, and it gives you like a choice between sort of picking packs of things, and you either pick like a city pack, or there's like a brewing pack, or that sort of thing, and you sort of get like a load of buildings that you have to place to gain enough points to basically fill like the little thing up, and it will then basically give you another pack which you sort of then go on and do again, sort of thing. And the idea is to sort of just build as big a sort of civilization on your island as you can before you sort of run out of buildings to place. And it's quite a simple sort of premise. Sort of certain buildings score more next to other buildings, certain buildings don't want to be anywhere near other buildings and stuff like that. Really enjoyed my time with it. Yeah, at some point I'll probably go back to it in the future and have a couple more islands on it, basically. And yes, so there we are, Islanders as our second platinum. And the third platinum was Spider-Man. Now, this is a game that we actually started in January, which I was kind of expecting to sort of finish sort of come February. So yes, absolutely love it. Spider-Man is in my top 50 all-time games, sort of thing. And yeah, I mean, you guys know Spider-Man. There's not really sort of much for me to say about it. It's an absolutely amazing game. Insomniac Games, what a studio they are. It's just wow. And you might remember when I bought Spider-Man, I also bought Miles Morales. But a little bit similar to Final Fantasy, I'm kind of going to let Spider-Man sit and sort of rest and before I go on to Miles Morales. A little bit like letting your dinner go down before you have a dessert, sort of thing. And again, I tried to get an epic sort of platinum picture for this, and I saved the perching atop the Avengers Tower, I think it is, as the last trophy to hopefully get a awesome sort of shot of the city. And I think it turned out all right. I'm not sure, maybe I should have been facing the other way, but it was pretty good either way. So yeah. The fourth game that we did was Brotato, another game that we started last month. And I kind of... Is it Brotato or is it Brotato? There you go. So, yes, thank you for that. And, yes, a brilliant little game. I sort of compared it a little bit to Vampire Survivors, which is probably sort of a lazy analogy, to be honest. But basically, you sort of build your character. You've got waves of enemies sort of coming at you that you have to defeat. You have to basically sort of last a certain amount of time on each level. And then you get to go... You sort of go to the shop and you buy upgrades and sort of make your character better, sort of thing. But there's so many different characters in the game, it's sort of really replayable. And I've absolutely loved my time with it. It probably took me over 20 hours for the Platinum, to be totally honest, but it's one of those sort of games, I don't think I want to play it sort of 6 hours at a time, but for sort of a run or two, like sort of an hour here and there sort of thing, it's one of those games that I can keep going back to. And to be totally honest, I'm going to keep playing it even though I've got the Platinum, because it's just so much fun. Yeah, brilliant little game, because all the characters work completely differently, and yeah, just awesome little game. And the fifth game that we did, now I've got a little bit of an apology on this. It was Disney, Aladdin and Lion King. For some weird reason, I don't know what happened, but the Elgato wasn't recording. So I haven't actually got the video footage of getting the platinum. I've got the platinum screenshot, which I can stick up there, but I didn't actually get any footage. And I will say about this game, I really, really enjoyed Aladdin. Aladdin is absolutely awesome. A little bit less so the Lion King. I found the Lion King, some of the platforming in it was a little bit... Some of the mantle mechanics were a little bit hit and miss at times, I thought. But, you know, that's probably a my skill level thing as opposed to the actual game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm just going to put a little snapshot up now as well, because this game apparently you can complete in like 1 to 2 hours because you can basically cheese all the trophies. Now, you'll see my time is over 12 hours because I really wanted to play the games, basically, because that's what I do. I'm not just doing it for the trophies, I'm doing it for the experiences, sort of trying to play the games and stuff. And I had a good crack at trying to sort of platinum this, like, without cheesing it. However, I will confess, I did cheese a good chunk of it. I'm not good enough to complete that as, you know, without sort of using a little bit of cheese on it. I thought that was fair enough, though. You know, you can see from the times. I don't know if True Trophies is recording the times completely correctly, but it says I played over 12 hours, and I really did for, like, sort of basically the most part of a week. I came back to it at 2 or 3 hours on each evening, and, you know, yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, Aladdin is absolutely awesome. Yes, takes me back to sort of being a kid and sort of playing it sort of back on the old sort of Master System, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo. It was pretty much on everything, wasn't it? But yes, anyway, so we've got a couple of games that are started that I'm hoping will sort of be ticking off in the next month or so. Defense Grid 2, I'm a little bit further on, which was already started in January last month, sort of thing. And yeah, I've knocked a few more off. We're probably 3/4 of the way through that now. I don't know whether that'll be one of the March games. It might be, it might not be. And I've also started our first PlayStation 3 game, which is CSI Fatal Conspiracy. And I'll be totally honest, me and my sensible adult, we sat down, we played it in the evening sort of thing. We just played the first mission through. We really enjoyed it. It was really good fun. However, a couple of the trophies look a little bit harder than I was kind of expecting. Now, I don't know whether it's just because I'm new to the game and I've not quite worked out what I'm meant to be doing in it and stuff. But there's a couple where you've got to get like 100% for certain things in the missions. That's not going to be easy. I don't think, but it is really good. I'm actually really quite surprised. It was way better than I was kind of expecting, and yeah, mad pleased to sort of be started that. I don't know whether we will complete that during March, because we're not going to rush it. I think we're going to sort of sit down, sort of play it a bit together, sort of after dinner sort of thing. And yeah, and we'll sort of see how we go. I imagine there'll be a bit of a mop up on it as well. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyable. So yeah, there you go. And that's the first PS3 game started, I'm pleased to say. So yeah, a couple of other bits. Trophy streaks. We dropped the trophy streak. We got to 44 days, which I believe was Valentine's Day. However, sadly, it wasn't dropped because it was Valentine's Day. It's dropped because I think I was recording a video. We had quite a long day, and then I was like, oh, I want to record a video. And yeah, completely forgot to get a trophy. So I'll put the graph up anyway, and you'll see. I think it was might be the 14th and 15th. Where I basically didn't game on PlayStation. We are back on a trophy streak now, and my goal is to try and beat that 44 days. Will we this time? I don't know. I think when I looked, I think we were up to about 13, 14, something like that. So we shall see. We shall see. Medals from last month. I believe we got a gold, silver, and bronze to add to I think it was gold, bronze from the month before. I've entered all the March medals now as well. There's one that I've got a funny feeling that we won't get anything on, and the other two, I think one we already have, sort of, because we're a few days into March already, sort of thing. I think I may have already hit the bronze out on one, and the other one I'm not sure about either. So I don't know whether we'll keep them, like, the medals going, but that's just sort of like a side thing anyway. So now I need to set the target for March. By the end of March, that'll be a quarter of the year gone. So basically, with it being the third month, the target has to be an additional 5 to the 8 that we were sort of supposed to be on, which we are actually on. So we are sort of dead even at the moment. So the March target is 13 platinum trophies by the end of March. Yes. Sitting here right now saying that, it's achievable, but I've not got... I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need a little bit of a boost, like a couple of days next week where I hopefully get a whole evening sort of game, because this last sort of couple of weeks has been kind of a little bit manic, to be honest. So yes, but fingers crossed we can keep it going, and fingers crossed I can hit the 13 by the end of March. That would be absolutely amazing. So anyway, people, I hope everyone out there is having a great time. I've been super. Remember, you're awesome, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Goodbye.